Yo, what is going on, Jets Nation? This is your boy Richie, and today I want to talk about a report coming out of The Athletic. DIANNA RUSSINI saying that the New York Jets are putting Carl Lawson and Dalvin Cook on the trade block. They are both available. Now, teams are reaching out to the Jets, and they are telling him that both of these veterans are available, who will both be free agents after this season. Now, the trade deadline is next week, right? It is the Tuesday after the New York Giants game, and the Jets sitting at 3-3 after making a move this past week, moving on from McCall Hardman, trading him back to the Kansas City Chiefs. It seems like that is not going to be the final trade that the New York Jets make. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this video is you'd assume the Jets would be buyers at trade deadline, but right now we are doing selling. We just sold McCall Hardman, and it seems like we are selling these two players, but I do not think that is going to be the case throughout these next 10 days or so heading into the trade deadline. I do expect the Jets to be buyers, bringing in offensive line help, potentially wide receiver help as well on the offense. Now, the reason why the Jets are moving on from both Dalvin Cook and Carl Lawson potentially is you talk about Dalvin Cook. Let's start about him real quick. He's not looked the same. And I think a big reason why the Dalvin Cook signing happened in the first place is they wanted to ease in Breece Hall in those first few weeks coming off of ACL surgery. And with obviously Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback at the time, they felt like, going all in with A-Rod at the quarterback spot, not holding too much onto Breece Hall early on in the season, which, by the way, they did, right? Breece Hall was on a pitch count, but guess what? He's not on a pitch count no longer. So Dalvin Cook does not really have any usage on this Jets team right now, especially when you think of a player that showed a lot of promise in the preseason and Izzy Abanikanda being a healthy scratch every single game this season. So it's not like the Jets are going to move on from Dalvin Cook and we do not have a replacement for him. Michael Carter is going to get more involved, and Izzy Abanikanda is also going to get more involved if the Jets do decide to get rid of Dalvin Cook. Now, Breece Hall will be the focal point. He will be the bell cow of this Jets offense for the foreseeable future, especially for the rest of the season. But that's the reason why the Jets want to maybe give Dalvin Cook another opportunity elsewhere. He definitely seems a step slow. He does not look like the Dalvin Cook of the last 4 years for the Minnesota Vikings, rushing for over 1,000 yards, making explosive plays, and doing all the things, 4-time Pro Bowls in a row, by the way, heading into the season. So maybe the Jets want to get rid of him and free up some cap space for a bigger trade. Now, Carl Lawson is another interesting guy because Carl Lawson is somebody that has not been able to get back to his dominant self ever since, he had that back injury in the offseason. And of course, he's coming off Achilles. Last year, he had a full season of playing football, and he played decent for the New York Jets, nothing out of this world. But the big reason for this, guys, is nothing to do with Carl Lawson. It's the emergence of Bryce Huff. It's the emergence of Jermaine Johnson. Those are the two guys, and that the Jets are really just playing more than him. And that's the reality of it. The Jets coaching staff have developed the young guys. Carl Lawson's also going to be a free agent this offseason, and I have to assume he's not going to be brought back. I'm hopeful that the Jets use all the money from Carl Lawson into Bryce Huff extension, right? The young guys are playing better than Carl Lawson. They're getting the benefit of the doubt, and the Jets maybe want to get something out of Carl Lawson, especially that they're not going to plan on re-signing him. Me personally, I know that Carl Lawson isn't, making big-time plays, but I would rather hold on to Carl Lawson just for depth purposes, like not because I want him to play, but anything can happen. And I feel like the Jets continuing to have a 10 deep defensive line and having to have a healthy scratch. I don't have anything against it unless there is a team desperate and they feel like Carl Lawson is worth, trading a day 2 or day 3 pick that Joe Douglas really wants. Maybe. I'm not sitting here convincing you guys that Carl Lawson is trending upwards, because he's not. He is definitely, not the Carl Lawson that we were hopeful for the first year when we signed him. And again, it's the emergence of the young defensive lineman ahead of him on the depth chart, which is why he is not playing. And of course, Will McDonald, I want him to get more reps over Carl Lawson. The rookie has had a slow start to his rookie career just because he hasn't had a lot of opportunities on the field. I'm going to put Will McDonald in the same perspective as Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson did not have a dominant rookie season. Year 2 was when Jermaine's bringing onto the surface right now. So I think Will McDonald's going to have a very similar development with the New York Jets, which is a beautiful thing. So guys, let me know down below. Dalvin Cook and Carl Lawson available for other trades to reach in. You guys see the quote right here from The Athletic of DIANNA RUSSINI. Now, real quick before we end the video, I do believe that the Jets are going to be aggressive to potentially bring in another wide receiver or another offensive lineman, especially at the interior offensive line position. Both of our right guards are injured. Elijah Vera Tucker out for the entire season. Joe Tippmann has a thigh injury. We do not know how long, but apparently it does seem like it's going to be a lengthy absence. And now we have Wes Schweitzer at right guard, McGovern at center, Lincoln Tomlinson at left guard. But outside of them, we need depth, right? We need players to fill in just in case any of those three have to go down, which would be just devastating because we can't stay healthy on the offensive line, even when they're actually playing good football. Why do the football gods hate us? But we're not going to get into that. That's my thoughts of the trade rumors and everything going into the trade deadline for the New York Jets, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you want the Jets to get rid of Dalvin Cook? Do you want them to get rid of Carl Lawson? Who are some other guys out there that you're interested in the Jets bringing in? I'm going to go big. Listen, this is a season for the Jets where I don't even care anymore. I want go big or go home. I know it's unrealistic. I know it sounds like a fairy tale, but Joe Douglas, go bring us Davante Adams, because not only are we going to pair him up for Garrett Wilson for a playoff run this year, but you got to look to the future, to next season with Aaron Rodgers returning. Aaron Rodgers reunited with Davante Adams. I don't know. If it's possible, you make the phone call and you trade for the man if it all works. Just saying. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Love you guys as always. Enjoy the bye week. Let's go Jets. Peace.